Hey guys, it's Michael. I just want to make a quick video update of how things are going. And I'm just gonna let you know, first of all, that things aren't going as well as I would have hoped. Sunday, so 5 days or so ago, my mother decided to just kind of throw me out of the house. And so I'm staying with a friend who coincidentally is one of my friends from the transgender support meetings that I go to here in Spokane. And first of all, I am very grateful for him allowing me to come and live on his floor and eat some of his food and just have somewhere to kind of call home. He's a major blessing. I couldn't ask for better friends or better supporters. Sorry, I keep saying Anyways, aside from that, it's been interesting trying to process being kicked out because for the longest time, I've had abandonment issues. So now I'm having these feelings that I had a few years ago of not being wanted surface again. And so that's been hard. What's also been hard is finding a way to work because I work a very odd shift. Therefore, buses are not open and I don't have my own car. I used to borrow my mother's, and so the last 2 days that I worked, I had to take a taxi to work, which normally I wouldn't mind, but I work close to, I live in Spokane, and I work in Spokane Valley, which is pretty far. It's about maybe a half an hour drive, depending on how fast you're going. But, so it's been costing me, it originally should have costed me about $40 one way, but the taxi driver that had picked me up was very nice, and originally I really hadn't planned on telling anyone, like my coworkers or many of my friends, that I've gotten kicked out, booted out of my house. And but I just randomly told the guy because he had asked me why I hadn't, he'd asked me why I hadn't been able to find another way to get to work, and I told him just point blank that, well, I've been kicked out of my house. My mother doesn't want me. And which is kind of true, but maybe I currently am suffering from a warped perception of it, but that's how it feels to me. So he was very kind and just charged me $25 for both days. So I saved some money from his kindness, and it just goes to show you that random acts of kindness are always going to be appreciated by the person who's receiving them, and I think they'll always be appreciated by the person who's giving them, which is why when I kind of get my head out of the water from currently feeling like I'm drowning, I'm going to be starting, I have another channel, but I only have one video on it, and I only posted it because my coworker's husband wanted to view it, because it was a video I took at work about her making sculptures with our cookie dough. But that channel will be devoted to me buying one person a binder out of who knows how many that subscribe to the channel. And the way someone will win the binder is uploading pictures or video of a random act of kindness that they did for someone. And yeah. So anyways, I took the cab, and I've had Wednesday and Thursday off. Today's Thursday, so I work tonight. But back to me not wanting to tell anyone. So I get to work, and my coworker, the taxi pulls into the parking lot of where I work. He's like, well, no one's here. And I was like, well, that's usually how it goes. I'm usually always the first one here. He's like, well, I can't just leave you here. I was like, yeah, you can. It won't be long before someone eventually shows up. So I mean, he definitely saw me as a girl. I mean, granted, I didn't look like one, but my voice is a telltale sign that I'm a girl. So anyways, I got out and was waiting. And luckily for me, my coworker showed up early. She's usually kind of late, but she has kids, so that, yeah. And she's like, so when I saw the taxi in the parking lot, I was like, why is a taxi pulling into our lot? So I asked her why she thought that, and she's like, well, I thought some random drunk person was having some taxi drive him there, and he was just gonna walk to a friend's house. And I was like, so you thought I was drunk? It was more humor, but so anyways, it kind of came out then because she asked me why I was taking a taxi to work, because she thought that it was car troubles, and I'm very vague. That's one of my great traits. I'm master at being vague some of the time. And I just told her, well, no, it's not the car. I don't have a car. And so she was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, it's a long story. She was very kind, and she's like, well, we have quite a number of hours. We didn't really talk because, yeah. But anyways, she and my other coworker found out that I got kicked out of my house and I'm staying at a friend's. And then the next day, my boss called me to ask if she could hitch a ride with me, and I had to explain to her that I don't have a car. I'm taking a taxi because I'm not at home anymore. So she found out also that I'm kind of homeless. I mean, I don't have somewhere to call home exactly because I can't really attach myself to Bo's house. I'd feel even worse. I mean, I feel bad about staying with him because I just don't like imposing on people, and yeah, especially on such short notice like that. So she knows, and she was very nice because at the end of my shift and her shift, she's like, well, give me the address and I'll see if it's not too far out of my way to come pick you up. So I did, and tomorrow, which is kind of tonight, because she'll pick me up at 1 o'clock, she's going to pick me up, so that's very nice. But I'm going to keep looking at apartments close to work, because I really hate relying on people. I mean, I know in life you kind of have to rely on people, but it's just very hard for me to ask for help and receive it. Even though when I do receive it, I am very grateful, incredibly grateful, even though it may not always seem like that, because when it comes to my emotions and everything, it's very hard for me to express them. I'm usually a very quiet person, keep to myself, and when it comes to some things with emotion, I'm immature, as my counselor says, because I tend to get a little radical with how to handle things, or I just shut down and don't handle things. So I'm working on that. But yeah, so that's kind of life. I'm still making it to work, which means still a paycheck. I'm not getting fired, which is good. I'm staying with a friend until I can find my own place. My mother hasn't even called me at all in the last 5 days, and I know I could call her, but seeing as she's the one that kicked me out, I think she really needs to take the reins and call me. So, yeah. But anyways, that's how life's going. I'll make another video eventually. I might make another one today because I found out some other news. But if anyone ever needs to talk, or if they're going through the same situation as I am, feel free to message me, because you always need a supporter in your life, even if that supporter is going through hardships of their own. It's the fact that they're willing to be there to support you. So have a great day, and take care.